How's it going, guys? Carl here, North Coast Constrictors. Welcome back to the channel. I hope the sound is okay. I've got the microphone up here. And what I wanted, the lighting is not so great, unfortunately. But I've got a torch over there. My one retic, my Motley albino male shared out. Every time I want to do a YouTube video on that guy, when I pull out those girls, he's in a shed or he's just eaten. So I'm going to go ahead and pull him out now. I'm going to try and shine a torch on him so that you see the iridescence on him. So okay, so he's a Motley. When you take him out into the sunshine and you look on him, it just looks like a rainbow. I'm going to try and see if I can get that effect. So hang tight and see if we can do it. He is a bit of a nut job, and he's got an incredible feeding response. Hello, boy. How are you? Hello. Okay, so now I've got him out of that feeding response. He knows that it's me, and that's my hand. Okay. Right. Now I want to get him out, and he's decided that he's going to anchor himself. What's up, my boy? We want to get over there where the camera is. Come on. Now, in order to do that, you got to let go with the tail. All right. This guy loves to come up on my head. Oh, and he's got me in a nice lock here. Okay, so let me try and see if I can get. Okay, let me see if I can get the iridescence. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it. Kind of? Yes? No? I can't see because this bugger is all. There you go. My glasses are coming off. My ears are folded. Okay, can we get any iridescence on them here? Man, this snake is crazy. Kozos. Well, that's what I sound like now. Okay. This. Oh, he's probably got me around the microphone. Lucky this is not a. This is not a 12-foot python. There you go. See some iridescence there. Oh, hello. What up? What up, G? Okay. He's probably ruining the sound of the microphone. Okay. Here we go. So there's the camera. Guys, that's Kratos. He is like, he's a bit loopy in the head, to be honest. Just trying to got to get the right angle. You know, if you take him into the sun and you hold him, you can, there we go, you can see a bit of the iridescence there. I do not know what this sounds like now because obviously he's all over my microphone. Alright, that's enough. That's enough going crazy. Okay, guys, stunning snake. Stunning, absolutely stunning snake. I can see the iridescence beautifully. I don't know. Okay, so I'll give you maybe a couple of, there we go. Look at those lovely side patterns there. Those marks, that whiteness, those white spots. Anyway, he's all over the place. So guys, I'm sorry that probably, while that was recording, the microphone is probably going mental. This snake here is really, really awesome. I love him to bits. He's an absolute character. Just turn it down a little bit, step away. He's an absolute character, but yes, he's strong. Eh? Now he's got me wrapped around the wrist here, and I want him to stop because he's got my flipping watch dug into my wrist. And let me tell you guys, this is why I don't know why they want to go for the wrap around the throat the whole time. Okay, theoretically, I shouldn't be allowing that to happen. But always keep one arm free. Be able to see he's small enough to manage now. He's still small enough. He's probably, I would say, 6 feet maybe. Let's see. I'm 6'1". I haven't handled him for a while. He's actually he's strong now. Anyway, guys, he's a Motley het albino, 100% het lavender albino. Okay, he is going to pair up to my Tiger lavender albino. And I'm going to make Motley Tiger lavender albinos. Okay, or Motley Tiger 100% het for albino. Or whatever comes out. This guy loves to be, he's very active. He's all over the place. Yes, very few snakes that I will let get that close to my face on my retics. He's one of them. It's because I know him and he knows me. He's just sussing out the situation. He knows he's hungry for sure. He hasn't eaten for a while because I've been waiting for him to shed out. He looks quite small now, wrapped around my. See if the camera, this light picks up any kind of iridescence. Kind of, a little bit. Okay. Walking and breathing, he's taking it all in. He hasn't been out of his enclosure for a while. Check it out, bro. Yo, check it. Who's that? Okay, so guys, I got 2 male reticulated pythons. This is one of them. Okay, this is Kratos. Then I've got a Asclepius, who is a visual Motley purple albino citron, which is het for titanium. And obviously I've got a female that's exactly the same, Motley purple albino citron het for titanium. So I'm looking to breed them together to get visual titaniums, visual Motley titaniums, visual purple albino titaniums, and maybe even visual Motley albino titaniums. I don't know what they're going to look like. It's still a long way off. Many years away. They're a good 3 years away from even breeding. Let's see if we can get Kratos here to straighten out. He really wants a meal. He doesn't want to straighten out. All right, let's see if I can get him to go onto the ground. Okay, there we go. All right, so now I'm 6 foot, and he's not. Hey, fucking right up my pants. Okay, so he's over 6 foot. He's probably 7 foot. Okay, he's a good 7 foot, easy. Okay. So yeah, he really is. He's a great snake. I've had him now for 2 years, I think, going on or just under 2 years. Okay, it's not on his. I don't have it marked on his enclosure because I moved him into a bigger enclosure. What can I tell you about? Guys, okay, Retic 101. For those of you who are new to the channel, I breed ball pythons, predominantly breed ball pythons, and I do keep retics as a passion. I have 6 retics. Tiger lavender albino over there. A golden child purple albino at the bottom. A lavender albino 100% het genetic stripe. Female, those are all females. Then old Kratos here, who's in that tank, the Motley het lavender albino. And in another room where I've got my ball pythons in really, really big tubs, I've got 2 yearling Motley purple albino het titaniums. Okay, so that's 6, 2 males, 4 females. I'm playing around with it. I would love to get Sunfire into my albino project and my tiger project. Tiger, Sunfire, purple albino with Motley would be a stunning snake, I think. So I have been on the lookout. However, I've been concentrating on the ball pythons. Yeah, the retics here in South Africa is a very niche market. Also, they take up a lot of space, as you can see that if you can't keep them in tubs when they are the size. You can keep them in tubs when they're yearlings and juveniles, for sure. Oh, he just wants to anchor himself there. But when they start getting, I would say, 3 to 4 foot, you need to start putting them into enclosures, like proper enclosures. You can start off with something like that enclosure at the top, which is a 90 by 45 by 45 centimeters. Then the one below it is a 1.5 meter by 600 by 600 or 1500 by 600 by 600. And then the 3 enclosures that you can see at the bottom are 1800 by 700 by 600 or 700 by 500. Depth is more important than height, and length not so much, guys. A lot of guys think that, oh, you must have this huge, long, big enclosure for a retic. Not necessarily, because you've only got the hot spots on the one side. And, you know, if your retic is a little bit too big, a little too small or whatever, and your enclosure is too big, they can get RI, you know, so because the heat, sometimes they're a little bit stubborn. They like to sit on the cold side of the tank a lot of the time. So you don't want the gradient to drop too much. So you don't want the temperature from the hot spot to the cool end of the tank. So it's so big. So depth is actually far more important. So basically from here to here, that's the more important part. So that needs to be deeper, you know. So this is already 700. Maybe another 800. I would still keep I would probably go 2 meters. These are 1.8. I think the biggest that I would go would be 2 meters by 800 by 600 high. Also, and that's for a big retic. I'm talking like 3.5 meters plus. Okay. Also, guys, moving these enclosures, you know, unless you've got like a full-on snake facility and a snake room. I mean, like, I'm in my house. You can't get these into doorways. You know, if they're too wide and too high, you just won't fit it through a doorway unless you go around the side of the house and you've got these big concertina sliding doors, and you can't always have that, you know. So you need to take that into consideration. Yes, you can control the size of the retics and how fast they grow by how you feed them. You don't want to starve them, of course not. They're ravenous eaters. But in the wild, you must understand that these retics don't eat like we feed them in captivity. So in the wild, you will find long, slender, lean muscle retics. Long, you know, 15 feet, 18 feet. And now there won't be these, you know, you can go and look at some of the top retic breeders, their videos. I mean, their retics are fat like this. And that's just because they pump food down them. I don't do that, guys. I mean, I know I've had a couple of comments on my YouTube channel with guys saying, oh, you know, your retics is 3 years old. She's surely had a guy comment the other day and say, you know, your retic is 3 years old and I've got a berm. So I've got a boa or a berm, I think he said it was, that's a year and a half older and it's bigger than your snake. And I'm like, yeah, well, first of all, and I think he was referring to my lavender albino there. She's 3 years old. I got her as a rescue. I rescued her from a pet shop that was underfeeding her. They were just like maintenance feeding so that they could keep her small. And when I got her, she was a year, just maybe about 18 months old, and she should have been 3 times the size. But you know, in a pet shop, they don't. Here's my boy. What? In the pet shop, they don't feed them like we feed them, because they want to keep them small. Because you know, a customer walks in. Usually, when a customer for a snake walks in, they're not snake people. If they are snake people, they want something like a corn snake or a hog nose or a ball python, or a brown house snake. I'm talking about snakes now that are indigenous to South Africa. And they see an 8-foot retic and they'll just shit in their pants. So the pet shop didn't want to feed her. They're just like a mouse once a month or something like that. It was crazy. And I went in there twice and I was looking for something else. I've told the story already before. I was looking for those plastic fake plants, like cage decorations, almost like the same kind of ones that you can put into a fish tank or into a leopard gecko tank. And I was using it for my Dumerals bows. I've got 2 Dumerals bows in the other room. And that's how I saw her. And then the second time I went back there, and she was still there. And I was like, can't see this snake. I didn't own a retic. I only owned ball pythons. But I knew that they weren't looking after her properly. Look, she was healthy, okay? Don't get me wrong. She wasn't like sick or anything like that. She was just far, far, far too small for her age. Okay, so anyway, bottom line is I bought her and I took her home, brought her home with me. And I fed her. And I feed my retics probably every 10 days, okay? I don't power feed them. I feed them about every 10 days, sometimes every 2 weeks, okay? Those 3 there are on rabbits. This guy here is on jumbo rats. She's on small rabbits, and those 2 there are on medium rabbits. So when they like 1.5 kg rabbits, and when they finished eating, they got a like 1.5 to almost 2 times the size of the thickness of their belly. So they don't need another meal 7 days later. You know, like 2 weeks at least, sometimes even 3 weeks. I wait until they've had a nice big poop. And when I also know my snakes, that when they start pushing up, when they start coming up against the glass and they push and push and push, and they, especially here, you'll see here, I've got these pieces of wood that are here. They've tried to push, they've actually gotten caught between the glass. This is sliding glass, and there's a gap between the glass and that dark brown piece of wood there. I didn't have time to put a piece of wood that was the same color as the tank, but she got her head jammed in there, both of these guys. So I've put this inside there that comes right up against the glass so that they can't get their heads through. But this one especially, when she's hungry, she starts pushing up. She goes around the bottom of the tank and she pushes the glass, and you can hear the glass moving. And she is powerful. Eh? She's 12 feet and she's like that thick. I know the microphone. Sorry. So I know it's time to feed, and then I'll feed her. And then, you know, if she digests very quickly and the rabbit's not too big, I'll chuck in a jumbo rat, you know, like a week or 10 days later. So I keep them. I was going to breed this year. I was going to breed this male, and I was going to lock him up to that tiger lavender albino. She's here in the corner now. I'll pull her out now before I end the video. I'll end off with her. But just the way the snake market is going at the moment, I just decided that it's not a good idea. Snake sales are slow. See this, guys? You see how I'm handling my snake here? You see their head control? See how that they're not head shy at all? And that's because I've been working now for 2 years with this snake, not to get a fright or be head shy in any kind of way, all right? And that's because that's the most vulnerable part of their body, their head. And usually if you like go near their face, they get a fright and boom, they bite you and stuff like that, okay? So I train my snakes purposely not to be head shy. I spend a lot of time gently caressing their head and the top of his head and underneath his chin. I enjoy a little bit of a chin scratch every now and then. All right, let me put this guy back. Probably going to be a bit of a mission. I am going to feed him tonight. And let's have a look here. I'll pull out this big girl for you, just because she's a little bit easier to handle than that one down there. She is super big. Hello, my sweetheart. Do you want to come up for the... I know you're hungry. I know that look. I know that look. It's not food. It's just me. Do I have your permission to pull you out? Hey? So what I'm doing now, guys, you can't see because her head's behind us. I'm gently rubbing her on the head with my hook. Okay, I'm getting her out of that. All right. Now, I'm just going to touch her on the sides here. Let her know that it's me. Okay. Oh, and here's the part that is almost like the worst, because I just get substrate everywhere. I'll try and get her out with the least fuss as possible. Oh, and she's making a break for it. Come on. Let's try and... Hey, I didn't get... Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, so this is my tiger lavender albino female, and I can't explain, maybe if I stand over here, how big she is. You can see, and how fat she is. She's curious. She's wrapped around my foot. Over here. Okay, so yeah, she's a big girl. She's not a good position to be in at all. You want to be regularly. And she's coming up for a little bit of a camera shot. There she is. Her head, just to give a comparison there. She's also not head shy. But you can see how big this snake is. She's got me thoroughly wrapped up around my waist here. She is a stunning tiger lavender albino. Yes, you may be looking at the camera thinking that's a white face albino. No, it's not. She's a very pale, very pale lavender albino. You can see how white her stomach is. Oh, she's all over the place. And then you can see the lavender stripes over here. Very light lavender. Okay, so this is, her name's Tallulah, and I don't know what she's doing right now. Maybe she wants to go. Let's see if she'll go in on her own. Save me a bit of a hassle. There we go. There's a girl. All right. Oh, that was pretty cool. Okay. That was pretty awesome. Okay, guys, I think we're going to end off there. 24 minutes already into this video. Bit of a retic video for you guys. Sunday evening, it's time for me to chill. I have spent 2-3 days cleaning snake tubs, 400 ball pythons, plus minus, give or take, and I still haven't finished, to be honest. I've run out of substrate. I ran out a couple earlier today, and I still have, I would say, probably about another 50 or 60 enclosures to do, which I'll do tomorrow. I'm going to chill out now. I'm going to shoot up to the supply store where I get all my substrate tomorrow, get some more substrate, and then tomorrow night I'll be back in the ball python room. I thought ran out of substrate now and had some time on my hands, and I thought, okay, well, let me do a quick retic video on a Sunday night for you. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, do us a solid, hit that like button, please. Subscribe to our channel, North Coast Constrictors. We are also on Instagram, North Coast_constrictors. Come follow us over there. A lot of ball python content, retics as well, but I do a lot of reels, a lot of pictures of my, especially now we are pairing up. It's ball python breeding season here in South Africa, in the Southern Hemisphere. We are now going into winter. Been pairing up properly for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks now. A lot of great stuff you'll see on the Instagram. And guys, I think, if I'm not mistaken, right now when I'm downloading this video, we've got 777 subscribers, 777, lucky 777. So yeah, I am aiming for the 1,000 mark, trying to get that. Well, I'd love 50,000 subscribers, but hey, you know, one step at a time. Let's get to 1,000 first. But I think right now I'm on 777. Why don't you make it 778? Guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. We'll see you on the next video. Cheers.